Hello, fellow cowboys, cowgirls, cow people. Welcome back to another riveting episode of Mac Review. I'm your host at DF Chocolate Milk. You can call me Drake. Your mom calls me her favorite. And today we'll be reviewing the Private Selection Bronze Cut Creamy Macaroni and Cheese, Sweet Pimento, and Red Bell Pepper with Sharp Cheddar. Say that 3 times fast. The old Private Selection Bronze Cut serves for, and it calls for 6 quarts of water to a rapid boil. Add a pinch of salt, gradually add pasta. Boil, stirring occasionally, 12 to 13 minutes. 14 to 15 minutes, we want more tender. Drain, do not rinse, add cheese sauce, mix well, and serve. Refrigerate any leftovers. I think what we're going to go here for is we're going to go with a nice 13 and a half minutes right in between what we're working with. As for the pinch of salt, I will grab that. And it's interesting because this calls for the gradual adding of pasta rather than just dumping it all in at once. Also, 6 quarts of water is the most we've had to use for any mac and cheese on the show so far. So I did have to bring out the big boy. And as you can see, that motherfucker is pretty full. When it comes to under the hood, you can see I kind of had to Frankenstein it. I accidentally opened it from the bottom, so I had to pour the pasta into a bowl and then get the cheese out so I could, not dump the cheese in. We have a very thick cheese packet. It is, you can see, coated there a little bit with some bits of pasta. And we've got some very hefty shells. I don't think we've seen shells that big on the show, so I'm really excited to see what they turn out like. Some of those noodles in, and a small little dash of salt. Maybe a little bit too much, but oh well. We'll get there, and we're gonna stir. We'll get back to you when this is done. Common theme for me to lose one noodle in the process. So an F in the chat for him. There's our cheese sauce. Looks a little thicker, not as liquidy as the others. And let's get this going. Wow, that actually doesn't look appealing. Let me, switch to 2 hands so I can do this. It sounds like we got some wop on our hands, ladies and gents. But you can actually see on some of the noodles, you can see the red bell pepper. Like little red flakes. So hopefully that adds a little zing to our mac. Also, it's interesting to note that the box doesn't say to return to the pot. However, now that I'm an expert mac and cheese maker, I know that. Hopefully no one starts with this box as their first mac and cheese ever, but maybe they won't know to return the pasta to the pot post-draining. So as we can see, we got right there, we have the whole red pepper. So just wanted to show that. Color's good. Not as much as I thought. I think it only really is as much as it is because of how big the noodles came out to be. All right, folks. Here we are with the Private Selection Bronze Cut Creamy Macaroni and Cheese, Sweet Pimento, and Red Bell Pepper with Sharp Cheddar. If it looks like I read that off the box, that's exactly it, because that's a hell of a long name. 4 servings. I'll probably eat it all late night. Mondays, am I right? Let's just dive into it. 1 scoop's all it takes. Flavor's gonna be a 3. Texture's probably a 2.5. I don't know. Yeah, 2.5 for texture. As for consistency, Consistency is going to be a 3 also. So with the flavor, the bell pepper is there, but it actually kind of tastes like it's used as a cooling agent. So you have this hot pasta, and then the pepper, which you'd expect to be, hotter in flavor, kind of like cools it off, and it's very weird. They're like pretty much opposite ends of the spectrum, so it's not a great taste. For texture, I mean, these noodles are really big, and there's definitely a lot of like the cheese. It just kind of got all watery in them. Granted, we use 6 quarts of water. I don't know why you need that much water for just a single bowl that's 4 servings. And then consistency, there's just not enough of the like flakes of the pepper spread evenly throughout. Let's do the math on this one. Folks, with a 3 for flavor, 2.5 for texture, and a 3 for consistency, we're going to come out to a whopping 3. And I know someone's going to complain, Drake, the math doesn't add up. Yes, it's a 2.833333. However, this one's definitely a higher quality Mac, so I want to give it the 3 versus the 2.5. My only other big issue with this is it's kind of cold. I don't know if this has to do with, again, using 6 quarts of water, but that's a lot of water. Again, I did try and get it right in between the al dente portion and tender. Again, as we know on the show, I'm not great with pronouncing things. I'm kind of an idiot myself. But yeah, it's good. I'm gonna eat it. I'm looking forward to eating all of it because it's a little late and I have to eat dinner at some point. But we will catch you guys next week. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Sorry, international fans. This one's for the Americans. Let me know what type of mac and cheeses you guys have at your Thanksgiving. And if you don't have mac and cheese at your Thanksgiving, fuck you. It was at the first Thanksgiving. History has confirmed that. Look it up on Wikipedia. I'm sure you'll find it. Also, as announced on the podcast, thanks to those of you that listen to the podcast, I will be doing a Hanukkah special on the show here. I will be reviewing a different type of mac and cheese every night for each of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. You can guess what type of the mac and cheeses will be, as they're all kind of similar, down in the comments below or on social media at DF Chocolate Milk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.